Hey everybody, it's me, CrazyFrankie, and I'd like to welcome you to my first video for the 2012 NFL regular season of week 1 of my 4 key game picks. And I'm as pumped as a lot of you NFL fans are. Finally, the regular season is here. Now, before I get into my 4 key game picks, I wanted to give you guys an update on what I plan to do this year in terms of for this channel in terms of me picking NFL games and what I'm going to do on my blog. Now, due to the fact that the NFL has started doing Thursday night games a lot more this year, I used to do a recap on my blog of what happened, the games that happened during the week. But because there's going to be a lot of games now on Thursday night, I will not be doing any recaps this year because it takes a lot of work, a lot of thoughts and thinking and typing, and I cannot be doing 2 posts a week, especially if it's a short week, going into Thursday night games. A lot of them are going to be on the NFL Network, so there will be no recaps anymore. I'm just going to go straight to my picks and small little thoughts, and that's basically it. And another thing too, I forgot to remind people this last year. I always say it on my blog, but I'm going to say this on here on YouTube as well. One of the main things about this is only for entertainment purposes only. So in other words, please do not use my weekly picks for gambling purposes, because first of all, sports gambling is only legal in Nevada. So, and another thing too, I mean, I'm not responsible for all of your losses. So in other words, if you're gonna bet wisely and bet responsibly. I am not responsible for any of your losses if you use my picks for that type of purpose. Anyways, enough about that. Let's get into week 1, shall we? Now, obviously in the NFL, I would say the first few weeks of the regular season is probably the hardest to pick, because you never know what to expect. I mean, teams can start at 3-0, 0-3, 1-2, 2-1, etc., etc. So don't be surprised if you look on my blog if my record starts off at, let's say, 7-9 or 8-8, because really it's so hard to pick the first few weeks because you don't know what to expect from a lot of NFL teams. So my first key game is going to be obviously the opening night game on Wednesday, September the 5th. The Dallas Cowboys at the defending Super Bowl champion New York Giants. Now, as I said in one of my other previous videos before, that I do have the Giants as a wild card, or maybe as a division winner, depending on what the Eagles do. But to open up, usually teams who open up who have an opening night have had a pretty good record of winning the first game, and I don't see that changing anytime in this game. I mean, last year it was the Saints and the Packers, and I picked the Saints last year, and I almost was right on that one. But anyways, talking about this opening night game between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. Now, the Giants, obviously, without some key players from their championship run last year, it's going to be interesting to see what the Giants will do this year. But they pretty much have the same team. I don't expect different or much changes out of the New York Giants. The Dallas Cowboys, look, I said this on my last video. Look, Tony Romo's got to put up or shut up. Other than that, I like the New York Giants in this game. The Giants will beat the Cowboys to start off the opening week of the regular season. Second key game is going to be the Washington Redskins at the New Orleans Saints. Now, obviously, RG3, if you don't know what I mean, I'm pretty sure you can just look him up online, got the starting quarterback job for the Washington Redskins. So let's see how well he will do in the regular season. I know the Saints coming off the bounty scandal, and I said they'll probably not make the playoffs. But for this game, the Redskins got a rookie quarterback. We don't know what RG3 is going to do. The Saints offensively are too strong. I like the Saints in this one, so I'm going to pick the New Orleans Saints over the Washington Redskins. Third key game is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Denver Broncos. This is the first regular season game for Peyton Manning in a Broncos uniform after spending many years with the Indianapolis Colts. After watching him during preseason, well, he still looks pretty sharp. But I have their offensive line. I have a lot of questions. Can they protect Peyton Manning? As far as the Steelers are concerned, they have the same issue. Can their offensive line protect Ben Roethlisberger? And it's obviously big-time questions on both sides for both teams. So, obviously with the Broncos at home, I still like Pittsburgh in this game. I think Ben Roethlisberger and the offensive line, I think they will get it together. Peyton Manning still has a lot. The offensive line still has a lot of issues for the Broncos. And offensively, I like the Steelers just a tad more. So, for this one, I'm going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Denver Broncos. And my final pick for my four key game picks. Sorry for the stuttering a little bit. This is a good one here. It is the San Francisco 49ers against the Green Bay Packers. Now, these two teams have had a long history going back to the 90s during the playoff meetings, and boy, those games were, oh man, they were off the hook back in those days. I remember those. Obviously, in the new era with the 49ers almost making the Super Bowl, and the Giants looking, and I mean not the Packers. Sorry about that. Yeah, the Packers. I mean the Packers. Speaking of the Giants, yeah, the Giants beat the Packers in the playoffs last season. Yeah, so obviously the Packers want to show that they're a much better team this year. But defensively, let's see, defense-wise, can they be better? I'm not really sure because they were hurt last year, and defensively they have a lot to prove. Obviously, from last year's debacle in the playoff game against the Giants. Now, the 49ers, obviously, they got a lot of talent on that team. And let's just see if this year, I mean, I do pick them to win the NFC West. The NFC West is a sorry division to begin with anyway. For this game, this is going to be my upset pick. I think the 49ers are going to go in the Lambeau Field, and they're going to provide a shocker. I think they will go in and beat Green Bay. It's going to be a very close game. Wouldn't surprise me if this game goes into overtime. And I mean, and Aaron Rodgers, they still have the same offense, so I guarantee you this is going to probably more than likely be a shootout. But I'm going to say the 49ers win this game. I'm going to pick the 49ers in an upset here. So I'm going to take, for the second year in a row, I'm going to take the opposition over the Green Bay Packers. So I don't know, but I like for some reason I like the 49ers in this game. I think they're going to get it together. And defensive-wise, they've gotten a little better. Green Bay's defense, I mean, I have a lot of questions. And can Green Bay's offensive line protect Aaron Rodgers? So that's going to be a big thing. Well, there you have it, folks. There is my 4 key game picks for Week 1. We'll wait and see what happens. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that the NFL's back. And these next 17 weeks are going to be spectacular. Hopefully we'll have a great season. And to make a note, I hope as soon as possible that the NFL Referees Association and the league itself can get a deal done, because we're going to be dealing with NFL replacement referees, and this is going to be a big issue if somehow big plays or big penalties that may or may not be called become an issue during the first week. So it would not surprise me if we see some controversy in Week 1. But other than that, check out my blog at CrazyFrankie56.blogspot.com. All of my Week 1 picks will be right there, and I will see you next week as I talk a little bit what happened in Week 1, and then I'll get into my Week 2 key game picks. But for now, everybody, get ready. The NFL season is here, and we'll see you soon.